for the club of Arsenal. He rarely gets injured, and he's one of those players that even when he really had a head cut, he obviously went ahead to represent for the club of Arsenal in the next fixture. But thank God this came in through when the side of Arsenal is really having Gabriel Jesus back in elite form to obviously lead that line for the club of Arsenal. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. It's the Vitality Stadium affair, Brighton hosting Arsenal. Now, Arsenal come into this encounter knowing that Premier League teams have come up and obviously done a lot in the previous or in the recently played games. And remember that today we obviously started off with a game of it was Spurs up against Newcastle. Newcastle won the game by 2-1. Again, Alexander Isak was on target. Bournemouth has beaten Everton 1-0. Aston Villa has beaten Leicester City 2-1. Rod Van Nistelrooy looks like is going to lose 3 games in a row. And Crystal Palace has drawn with Chelsea again. I've gone ahead obviously draw points. This is really unacceptable at the side of Chelsea. And 4 games in a row, Chelsea are not doing a favor to themselves, and that is really bad for the side of Chelsea. Then Southampton has been beaten by Brentford 5-0, and City has gone ahead to score 4, has put 4 goals past the side of West Ham, and it shows you that they are back to winning ways. And Erling Haaland has scored a brace, and Phil Foden has gone ahead to score 1. Falkirk has gone to score 1, and that means Erling Haaland has gone ahead obviously take his tally to I think to 16, right? 16 goals, 1 goal behind Mohamed Salah, who still has I think now 2 games in hand to obviously play, and it shows you that City is back to winning ways. And I told you that this is what City wanted. Also, what City needed was simple. City needed what we call that winning boost and confirmation, and they've gone to obviously get it right, and they've gone to obviously beat the side of West Ham by 4-1. That is it. Now let's get into the confirmed starting 11 for the club of Arsenal. Arsenal is having David Raya, Thomas Partey, Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Calafiori, Rice, Jorginho, Merino, Waneri, Trossard, and Gabriel Jesus. That is the starting 11 for the club of Arsenal. Then the bench has Neto, Kieran Tierney, Kivio, Lewis Kelly, Odegaard, Martinelli, Balta, Oyedi, and Kabia. That is what Arsenal has gone ahead obviously front to obviously do the needful and obviously get in the required result for this side, and that is exactly what you're really having in here onto the Rokani Media Football. Then after that, we've gone ahead obviously have the starting 11 of Brighton. Estupiñán is back, and we are having the following: Verbruggen, Julio, Grada, Yao Pedro, Adingra, Baleba, Ayari, Van Heck, Estupiñán, O'Reilly, and Veltman. That is that is the starting 11 of Brighton. And on the bench they're having still Lamptey, Webster, March, Insiko, Jorginho, Moda. There is Minte and Mitoma. That is the bench for the side of Brighton. So that's what their manager has gone ahead to go in for, and we are obviously going to be enjoying this last game of today. And remember, match day 20 ends on Monday when Wolves, I think, is going to be hosted by which team? You get? So that is exactly how things are really panning in through. And Brighton versus Arsenal match day live is what we are all about. Now let's go and see how Arsenal is obviously going to be lining up today. They're having David Raya in goal. They're having Thomas Partey as the right back, Calafiori as the left back, William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes as the central defenders. And I think we got it right. That is the back 5. We got it right. Now, In the midfield three, Jorginho starts in the CDM area. Rice and Mikel Merino play into that midfield three. And for those, we only got to right. That is Merino and Rice. And then Jorginho is the surprise inclusion into that encounter. Leading the line, Waneri, we got it right as a right forward. Then Trossard as a left forward. We told you that the manager might obviously go in for either Trossard or Gabriel Martinelli. And Trossard has gone ahead, obviously coming through and obviously start into this encounter. That is Leandro Trossard for you, and Gabriel Jesus is leading the line. In games like this, you anticipated that Gabriel Jesus is obviously going to add those goals that he has to. He's going to score a goal today. You just feel it because of how the way Brighton plays, and this guy loves it most. This guy loves it most when he's really taking on teams like Brighton, who obviously open up a lot when they're really playing the game of football. And that's what Brighton does. They don't really play a low block. They don't respect any opponent, especially when they're really facing that opponent at the Vitality Stadium. You see to it that even if they're playing away from home, they stick to the basics of their game. And that's what really makes them a very hard nut to crack into this system of football. That is Brighton for you. So let's obviously get into the system of Brighton. It's a 4-2-3-1, and they're having Verbruggen in goal. Veltman is being played as a right back, Estupian left back, then Van Heck right-sided centre back, Eagle being played as a left-sided centre back, then Baleba and Ayari have been played in the double pivot, as O'Leary is being played as a central attacking midfielder, and Grada has been played as a right attacking midfielder, and Adingra has been played as a left attacking midfielder, and that is what you're really having here. Then Yao Pedro is leading the line for the side of Brighton, and they should obviously pay a lot of attention to detail to Yao Pedro because of what he is. If you know Yao Pedro, you know what he has been doing this season, especially into the Premier League. When you look at his stats, they're a little bit scary, and he's being linked to very many teams in the Premier League: Arsenal, Man United, and very many others. 14 games, 4 goals and 5 assists, meaning that if he doesn't hurt you by scoring a goal, he'll obviously look out for another way to obviously haunt you through an assist. That is Yao Pedro for you. So he's doing wonders, and I tell you what, he's really one of those players that you don't want to obviously face off in this kind of game. But Adingra is also going to be a very, 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 very impactful player in this game of football, as he faces off with Thomas Partey, the player that has come up and obviously put in a very huge shift altogether into the mix for the side of Arsenal. Everywhere he's being played this season, he has looked really good as a player, and I know most of you really understand what he puts onto the table. That is Thomas Partey for you, and Adingra is obviously going to be taking him on. With the experience of Thomas Partey and the players that are really very fast, that is going to obviously be put to task with to obviously stop, I think he can do the needful, right? But I think the manager of Arsenal deserves some good kudos, because when you look at how Odegaard was really forward last time round, you are like, should I risk him in? Meaning that the bench has Martinelli, Odegaard, Zinchenko. I think those three can come off the bench and obviously change the game. That's what I really believe in this side. So I think the manager has gotten it right. Some rotation was needed, and he has gone ahead obviously give it to the players that really require it. You get? So let's wait and see how that pans out into the mix, and that is in just some minutes from now. That's when the referee is really gonna do the needful and really blow the commencing whistle and see how this game of football really comes to an end. When it comes to an end, you know what we do? It's really going to be a huge match reaction. I tell you, a huge match reaction after that most of you will obviously enjoy. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. It has been a short live video, and it's the fourth video of the day, and today I'm gonna have to give you 4 videos, and yet I will have to do the match reaction. So please understand my situation. I've just gone ahead, obviously, put in 4 videos today, and more 1 or 2 are really coming in through, and that's why I tell you, keep it Rokani Media Football, and continue to subscribe, because we want to hit 25,000, you know, but we have to go step by step, and before we hit 25,000, we have to first hit 24,100 subscribers, right? So guys, thank you. I'm out, but my prediction is a 3-0 win for the club of Arsenal at